Yeah, Biplab sir, are we good to go?
Miracle say we will have a confirmation from Vice Chancellor, Pro Vice Chancellor office. Just wait few more minutes, please.
हाँ विप्लव जी
नमस्कार सर।
नमस्कार। शुरू कीजिए, मुझे कहीं निकलना है जरा बीसी साहब के साथ।
Namaskar. Good morning to everyone. Today is our second day webinar for the celebration of International Yoga Day. We are very much thankful to our Vice Chancellor and Pro Vice Chancellors as well as other members of the committee who are arranging this national webinar for this occasion. Today we have a guest, Professor B.R. Sharma. Welcome, sir. I, as a IGNOU faculty, as well as from the all university on behalf, I would like to invite you in this national webinar. The same webinar is live telecast in the YouTube also, and our students and any other person who has the link are viewing it. We are here in this Zoom platform. So first of all, I would like to introduce our guest. Today our guest is Professor Sharma, who is presently working as professor and head Department of Yogic Science, Dean, Faculty of Health and Wellness in the Sri Sri University, Cuttack, Orissa. He has more than 35 years of experience in the field of yoga. Professor Sharma has received Lifetime Achievement Award by the Honorable Governor of Orissa for his contribution in the field of yoga. He also received Lifetime Award by the President of Indian Yoga Association, Indian Association of Yoga, New Delhi, for his contribution in the field of yoga. He has written more than 13 books, and he has more than 50 research papers in the field of yoga. He has guided more than 10 scholars in this field of yoga as a PhD scholar, and he is also actively involved and contributed significantly in the M-Yoga applications, which is basically organized and a platform made by the WHO, that is World Health Organizations, and it is a part of the global program Be Healthy, Be Mobile initiatives of WHO. He has served in Kabule Yoga Research Institution, Lonavala, for more than 33 years. With this introduction, sir, I welcome you here, and today we will have a discussions on the yoga for personality development. Sir, you are most welcome. You may please start the session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Biplav. Before our eminent guest starts his lecture, I am indeed have a pleasure to welcome him as a capacity of Pro Vice Chancellor of Indira Gandhi National Open University. I welcome you, sir. It is our pleasure that you have spared your time for us to deliver a lecture on yoga for personality development. So our students and our teachers and all the listeners will be benefited by your lecture. I welcome you from my heart. I also welcome our Vice Chancellor, Professor Nageshwar Rao ji, who is our patron, and he is the leader of the university. And under his leadership, this International Yoga Day we are celebrating for 3 days. Yesterday there was a lecture. Today there is a lecture, and on again on 21st we will have a program on yoga. And I welcome all my colleagues, directors of the schools, regional directors, and head of divisions, and all the Pro Vice Chancellors who are here to listen the lecture of Professor B.R. Sharma ji. So now I invite Professor B.R. Sharma ji to deliver his lecture. Thank you very much.
Sir, please, you may unmute, sir. Thank you, sir. You may proceed.
Thank you very much, sir. Indeed, it is a pleasure to be a part of this webinar. Before I start, let me pay my respect to Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Nageshwar Rao ji, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Satyakam ji, Professor P.T. Kaul ji, Professor Jaina ji, all teaching and non-teaching members of the School of Health Sciences, organizers. Particularly, I would like to thank Dr. Seema Yadav ji, who approached me to deliver this talk. And I feel delighted at this moment to be associated with Indira Gandhi National Open University. And let me congratulate all the organizers for organizing this webinar. With the theme of the webinar is very much relevant, as we all know what is going on in the society today. Friends, personality, it is not a what you call it is not a personality is a pattern of person's behavior. It talks about the characteristics of a person. You know, there are many theories and many approaches in modern psychology, and they have explained this in various ways. Just we'll give you a few hints of that, but my approach will be how to develop a personality through yogic way. So yogic, what you call the concept of personality that I'm going to deal with. So first of all, let me tell you, it is not a new topic, you know. To understand man and his personality has been a universal quest found in entire literature of the world since the beginning of the human civilization. The personality, the word comes from the Latin persona, that is mask, which is used for this drama, you know. Personality, that is what the essence of character and behavior of an individual. In Sanskrit, Vyaktitva, which is said to be the essence of human being, that is, our approach is entirely different. But this modern approach, it purports to develop a harmony within the person and the society in which the person lives. This is what I have taken two-pronged approach here. First, in the beginning, just give you the glimpses of the modern psychological approach, and then we'll come to the yogic part. In the beginning, let me put before you that there are certain determinants of personality. Say, for example, heredity, environment, and situation. Because whatever the body structure or the whatever it is, we have received this from the parents, so hereditary. Not only this, all genetic things are we have received from the parents. So parents and children, and that is a one kind of personality, number one. Number two, environment. Environment also, when we grow a little bit as we become teenager, so then there is a social group, the peer group, you know. So they also add so many things. So parents, children, they are also having something, you know, in their what you call the storehouse. That is also one part of it, and also the peer group. So this is what you call the second part. Third part is the situation plays a very important role. So how this personality get developed there are many factors, determinants in this regard. So in situation also, the parents, children, society, and the situation. So this is one part of. There are many types of personality. You might have heard it is a well known. No need to go to the details. There are some people, they are introvert. Some of us, they are extrovert. So, and some of us, they are A type of personality who are too ambitious. There is a B type of personality, easygoing people. And then people who are judging the situation and accordingly changing themselves. This is a third kind of personality. So here I would just like to present before you this. There are many type of what you call this personality according to modern. Let me present before you. Let me share before you. This is, you see, in modern psychology, there are many theories of personality. Sigmund Freud, he has everyone knows this ego and superego and that psychoanalysis aspect. Psychoanalytic theory of personality.
Sir, may I request you to make the PPT in a full power?
Okay.
Mode.
Just a minute.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, is it okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So now here you can see this is psychoanalytic theory. Everyone knows this. Sigmund Freud has given this theory. Adler, on the basis of, because society and individual, they are interconnected, So there is an interaction. So social, family, religion, wealth, society, and all feeling, thoughts, action, and beliefs, all this all makes this what you call socio-psychological theory. This was given by Adler. Another, Alport has given different trait theory, which is agreeable, open, and what you call just by passing, And also the Carl Rogers has given us a self. What you call he is a humanistic psychologist. Human psychology. He is having that kind of self theory. Self theory, which what is the self birth? What is the image, good, bad, or what do you call the do's and don'ts? This is an ideal self, This is what all these theories. Let me. This is what I discussed with you, the 2 parts, and this is the So now coming to all these theories or the approaches can be grouped under this 2 apparently opposing emphasis. This is mask approach, which is the superficial behavior, outward appearance. When you are sitting on the table to eat, on the dining table, you must know the manners, how to sit and how to use the fork and this spoon. It is a kind of what you call. So substance approach is more mixed, physical as well as psychical approach, and it is related to the moral and emotional behavior also. So synthesis of these 2, mask and substance, can be, according to the modern psychology, can be said to be the integrated personality according to them. Modern psychology recognizes only body, mind. These are the 2 entities, and they are not aware of the other entities, and they have given the different names to this. Sometimes they say consciousness, sometimes they self, sometimes the ego. But if we talk in terms of yoga, now coming to the point, friends, here we have to dive a little deep, and we have to understand this Vyaktitva, in which our ancient what you call the people, seers, they have added one more entity that is called Chitti Shakti. What do we call the Chitti Shakti? It is accepted. Our concept of ego, which is ahankar, and self, and the consciousness is entirely different. Okay, so Vyaktitva comprises all kinds of personality, whether it is a physical, emotional, or intellectual, social, or spiritual. All these aspects. Here we have to understand a little bit about that third aspect. What is that third aspect? Let us understand. We used to call it Chiti Shakti. Chit, which is said to be all pervading. This is what is the spirit part, which always longing towards the harmony. That is the part. This is the what you call the extra, what you call, which is not accepted yet by modern psychology. They do not know about this just, and they have not accepted. Now here is the this body mind complex. We used to call it chitta. We are going to deal with this also. This is considered to be inert. The light falls on this of that what you call the third element, which is third entity, and it becomes enlightened. This is to be, and this is the concept which is said to be the core concept of our personality, divine aspect of our personality. Explicitly it becomes clear that the divine aspect of personality is the central theme of personality, which is common thread not only in yoga but all these schools, Indian schools of thought. So this is what is to be the most important, this where the Indian psychology and the Western psychology is different in their approaches. So here there are some concepts like three bodies in our scripture, Panchkosh, Trigunas. On the basis of this, these are the very much relevant in the context of understanding the personality and the development of the personality. So let us understand this. Okay. So friends, here just you see, here is the okay. Here is the, I have mentioned here is the chitta, which I have previously I shown you. This chit represents the three bodies. This is a causal body wherein all subliminal impressions, our unconscious, subconscious, all impressions are stored up. This is called causal body. We used to call it Karan Sharif. Now the subtle body, which contains this your buddhi, intellect, individuating principle, ahankar, mind, sensory organs, motor organs, and sensory modalities, but we call these subtle elements. Friends, this is all Bahyakaran, Antakaran. This is according to yoga. This is called Antakaran, and these are the Bahyakaran. Now here is the last is the physical body. This is the gross body. Now here little bit we have to pay little attention. See, our approach is entirely different because this causal body does not contain the experiences of this life, but lives together. Whenever there is a stimuli, this manas, with the help of the sensory organs, it goes out, it goes out to the, say for example, your ear. Mind, when it attends, then only the ear can listen the sound. Skin can feel the touch. Eye can see the form. Tongue can taste, what do you call, and then the nose. This is the odor or fragrance. So see, mind plays a very, very important role here in making our personality. Even though in Yoga Vasishtha beautifully it is said, Maneva Manushyanam Karanam Bandha Moksha. Mind can bind us, mind can liberate us. This mind, it connects with the sensory organs, then it goes to the object, and then that information, whatever it has collected, that information goes to the ahankar. Ahankar correlate with this, what we call the storehouse. And whatever the correlation is established, that information goes to the intellect. And then intellect decides, it gives order to the action organ. Friends, to understand the personality, unless we understand this functional aspect of our this whole personality, this is the whole personality representing all the three, what you call the bodies. This is what. So how to the natural flow of this is towards the sensory pleasures, towards the me and mine. So long we are in this flowing towards that side, our personality is said to be, as in our Rigvedic literature also, we have two types of people, Vakra and Daksh people, the wise people. So it means unless we learn to channelize this flow, unless we develop that kind of what you call that kind of, if we apply this in our day-to-day life, and if we turn towards the virtual aspect, virtues, in other words, or in the side of the what you call the positive side, then our behavior in the society will be different. So this is the most important, which is to be kept in mind while understanding this personality. So these are the three bodies. All three are to be understood properly, and how to make use of these three bodies, it is very, very important. Now coming to the another concept of Panchakosha, which is the Taittiriya concept. This body is said to be the Annamaya Kosha, gross body is Annamaya Kosha, which is made up of this food, our structure, our height, this and that, our outer appearance of our body, So this is called the Annamaya Kosha. This is called the physical body. Now this physical body cannot work unless there is a pranic body. What do you call? How these pranas they are working? Prana is a cosmic energy. It is one, but when it works in the different places in the body, the different names are given. Although every sensation, every moment, whatever is happening within the body or outside the body, everywhere, it is, or whatever is moving, whatever is having a life, it is only because of that energy, which we call the vital force or the cosmic energy. So let me give you one example. This is a very, very important chat, because it is because it makes a bridge between the mind and our body. So let us understand a little bit about this pranic energy, which remains work from nose to the chest. Whatever you take in, whether it is a sensory input or the food or whatever it may be, it goes in only when this pranic energy is working. Then whatever you have taken, say for example in the form of food, it goes to the navel region where Saman Pran is situated. The name of that energy is called Saman, which assimilates whatever you have eaten. Now, it is not only the food, whatever the sensory inputs you have taken, that is also called ahar. So, it is assimilates. And whatever is the essence, that essence nourishes our, what you call the subtle body, and then the gross body, and the waste material which goes out. Now the question is, the production is at the navel region. Who is the transporter? Who is transporting from navel to each and every cell of the body? There is a Bhyan Prana, which is responsible for circulation. So it taking that what you call the nourishment to each and every cell of them. So circulation. Then the waste material, whatever is left, it should be expelled out from the body. There is a Apana Prana, which is located from below the navel up to the NS area. Whatever you expel out, it is only because of this Apana Prana. So this is general. There are other, what you call they are working like nag means when you belching, this is one kind of a function. When you eat, there is a belching, bekar aati hai, and that is also that pran is called as a nag pran. When you are blinking of the eyes, you cannot blink your eyes because of you blink your eyes only because of the kurum. Now you are sneezing, you are yawning, depends upon the Devadatta Pran. Dhananjay Pran means whenever there is an injury, in a particular place, then what happens? It area swells. So swelling, it comes. Even though you might have observed, when the person drawn in a water, it remains some time in the bottom part, then thereafter automatically comes to the surface in a prone position. It is only because of, so Dhananjay Pran is very, very important pran, which not only makes this battlefield by swelling the particular area to fight for red cells and white cells, but at the same time, this pran is responsible for decomposition of this body. The most important pran which is left, which remains from throat to the head, this is called what you call Udan pran. Udan. This Udan is higher activity. At this moment, I am talking with you. So higher activity, your communication, your thinking, all higher activities are controlled by this Dhyan pran. In Prashna Upanishad, beautifully it is said, if you go through that, at the time of so-called death, this Udan Pran is responsible to detach us from this body. So this is the, what you call, so this is a Pran. If this Pran is disturbed, the whole system will be disturbed. Therefore, if we keep this pranic energy intact, proper, but it depends upon the next Shat, which is called Manomaya. This Manomaya is responsible, as in the beginning I said, Maneva Manushyanam Karanam Bandha Moksha. Mind, it is, as I discussed with you, with the help of the sensory organs, whatever the stimulation comes, accordingly it works. What is that? संकल्प विकल्पात्मक अंतःकरण स्थिति मन क्या है? वो संकल्प करता है, विकल्प करता है, संकल्प करता है और तुरंत विकल्प भी कर लेता है. That is what is the स्वभाव, that is what is the nature of this mind. तो ये मन जो है, जितनी भी हमारी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, ये मन से ही शुरू होती है. देखिए, जब कभी भी मन का निर्मल होना और मन का what you call as let us take one example of a mirror. The surface of the mirror, if it is polluted with the dust particle, I think light is there, but this mirror will not reflect your image as it is. इसका स्वभाव तो खुद का निर्मल है, परंतु ये जो राग द्वेष मोह मत्सर मैं मेरा, ये जो हमारे व्यक्तित्व में जो जन्म जन्मांतर से चला आ रहा है, ये अशुद्धि है. यही वो अशुद्धि है, यही वो impurity है. Because of this impurity, we become attached to a particular object which gives us pleasure. And then if something or somebody creates a problem in our pleasure, that particular object becomes the object of hatred for us. ये राग और द्वेष, ये सारे का सारा यही है वो man, यही वो impurity. And so long this impurity in the form of me and mine, when this flow is towards the negative side, this pran disturbs this pranic energy. This manomaya kosh, mind disturbs. Mind is having many things. It is all sensory organ that we have. It is a subtle body in other words, I can say. So it contains many things. So this disturbs the pranic and it disturbs the what you call the. So we have to take care of this mind. So the whole scripture, all Indian thought dealing with the what you call the management of the mind. Let me give you one example of Arjuna. When Arjuna reached at the battlefield, he was knowing very well why this battle is imposed upon him. In spite of that, let us see now. He requested Lord Krishna, take my chariot to the center. I would like to see the opposite party. And in the first side, what he saw? Bhisham Pitamaha. And then Guru Dronacharya. Then Kripacharya. And all his kith and kins. Now, friends, as he saw his mind connected with the manas, connected with the eyes, and it falls on Drona, what you call this, Bhisham Pitamaha, and he was reminded. Ahankar correlates. Ahankar takes this information to the Karmashay, where storehouse, where all subliminal impression images are present. Now he was reminded how he was sitting on the shoulders of Bhisham Pitamaha in his childhood, how he was learning from Guru Dronacharya this and that. Only the thought came in his mind, this is me, Arjuna, and they are mine. And now a great warrior, now refusing to fight. And he's stammering now and left everything. He said that मेरा गला भी सूख रहा है, मेरे हाथ पांव काम नहीं कर रहे हैं, मैं तो ये नहीं कर सकता. Then this is what is the despondency state. It is not only of that Arjuna of Mahabharata. We all are Arjuna whenever we are behaving. The purpose is to develop a harmony wherein wherever you are living in the environment, in the surroundings, and we have to understand that. And if we are having this kind of me and mine, if we are living in this boundary of me and mine, our behavior will be different, our personality will be different. The purpose is to understand, to unfold, to reveal that divinity within us, which is the core concept of our personality according to yoga and in the Indian thought. When we get established in that, then our behavior will be different. You know? There's what we used to call in Kathopanishad, it is said, Ekatvam anupashyan dhiraha harsha shokam jahati. When you get established in that personality, then you don't differentiate, your behavior will be different. This kind of, and then thereafter the virtues like Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the whole world is one family, that kind of personality can be cultivated with the help of this. Friends, this is mind only. If mind is clear, therefore, even in Kathopanishad, you can understand this in the analogy of this chariot, you know, chariot. What is said? Atmanam Rathinam Vidhi. This is the core, Atman. This is the Chitti Shakti, whatever you want to call it. This is the main core of our personality. So it is said to be the master of this chariot. Chariot is nothing but this body. And this body is being dragged by the 10 horses. These are the 5 sensory organs and 5 motor organs. These are the 10 horses. Hayanahu, Indriyani, Hayanahu. These are said to be Atmanam Rathnam Vidhi, Shariram Rathmevicha, Buddhim cha Sarthim Vidhi. Buddhi, the intellect is said to be the Sarthi. The first reflection which you have seen, it falls on the what you call the intellect. And that when it falls on the intellect, then this we mistake this Drik Shakti and Darshan Shakti. This is a mistaken knowledge, what we call. It is a perception error that today I am mistaking myself as this body and the name B.R. Sharma. It is a mistaken knowledge. It may be useful for the empirical world, but ultimately there are two satta, Vyavaharik satta and Paramarthik satta. If I get established in this oneness, what is oneness, there will be no. So harmony, balance, samatva automatically will be established, and that how he behaves, we can understand with the concept of Sthit Prajna of the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. How he behaves, when Arjuna asks this question to Lord Krishna, the whole second chapter, go through, you will be able to understand how he lives is a different. That personality is said to be the actual personality according to our yogic point of view. So friends, now coming to that. So if the mind can take us towards that side, that personality which I'm talking about, and also towards the hell, towards the sensory pleasures, and then endless pain and misery, nothing else. This is what. So this is the concept of our, what you call, the concept of personality. We have to understand that concept actually. Vigyanmaya Kosh is what you call, it is all, everything, Vigyanmaya Kosh is what you call, said to be So Vigyanmaya Kosh is, there's balance, there's no disturbance at all. If it is good, it is a balance. But ultimately, this balance is disturbed at the Manomaya level. And this, what you call the Vigyanmaya Kosh, this Manomaya Kosh is between the, what you call, the Pranamaya Kosh. This Vigyanmaya Kosh is between the Manomaya Kosh and the Anandamaya Kosh. This is so lower part, it takes us towards the endless pain and misery. And if it is connected to the other part, upper part, and that is what. Now let me give you another example. This mind and body both are coming from the realm of Prakriti. The spirit part that comes from the realm of that, what you call the original, it naturally tends toward the peace and harmony. But this mind and body comes from the realm of this Prakriti. Friends, this mind is having a capacity to participate with the spirit as well as the body. So if it connects with the body, it will take us to endless pain and misery. If it connects to the upper part, then it takes us to that personality which we are talking about, the divinity which is lying with this. So mind can help us only. So this is what is to be understood. This is the most important I wanted to share. So we can then Anandamaya. Anandamaya, it is a, what you call, wherein only I would say that the person is not interacting with the outer world for his selfish offshoots, because he knows, like a Sthit Prajna, when one understands this phenomena, this individual, what you call the spirit aspect, then only it is a matter of understanding. And then how we can do this physical body, first and foremost is what kind of food is being taken by the individual. See, if you take the food in accordance with your constitution, in accordance with your temperament, it will keep the all functions properly. Say, for example, if I talk in terms of Ayurveda, if your basic Prakriti is Bath Prakriti, then if you eat all that food stuff which aggravate the Vata, then I think that nothing can be done. So we have to think over it. And then accordingly, we have to choose the food stuff which subside the Vata. Yeah, and that's applicable to all. So we have to take care, because this food Shat, Annamaya, is made up of food. So we have to take care. So if we, and what is that purity? of food, how we are earning our food. Whether we are earning our food with hard working or with easy means. Purity starts. Beautifully it is said, Ahar Shuddhau. If the food is pure, if you have earned your food with foul means, it will have a different impact. Because food not only nourishes our this Annamaya Kosha, but also responsible for the Suksham Sharira. Your morality, your immorality, your ethics, everything depends upon the food which we consume. So this is Ahar Shuddhau, if this food is pure. Your Antakaran, your mind, this all, everything will be pure. When this, your memory will be pertinent, where you want to go. You will always be goal oriented. You will never forget that. And then, what do you call it? This is, so this is what pertinent memory, and there will be no conflict in our mind. This is a clarity. And if there is no conflict in the mind, your behavior will be so systematic. You will be disciplined, not only at the Shath level, food level, not only at the Anmay level, at the Pranamay level, at the Manomay level, and Vigyanamay level, all will be, but you will be disciplined. And this disciplined aspect will help us to unfold that potential which is lying within us. And that is called the actual personality. In another term, this is all I have discussed with you, no need to go. The second theory of our theory is Triguna theory. Trigunatmak personality, Rajasic personality, Tamasic personality, and Sattvic personality. You see, in Sankhya philosophy, beautifully it is said, Sattvam Laghu. Laghu means light in weight. Upashtambakam Chalancharaja. Raj is said to be stimulating, and therefore it is red. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Ajamekam Lohit Shukal Krishna. This Prakriti, the primordial concept of this nature, what we call it Prakriti, Mool Prakriti Pradhan, it is nothing but it is the balanced state of threefold energy, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. And it is not difficult because nowadays the modern scientists, they are very much aware of this concept. They are applying, they are trying to understand this universe in their own way. And our scientists, the ancient scientists, ancient masters, they have understood in a different manner. Here, just try to understand. This Sattva can be Sattvam Laghu, it is light in weight and illuminating. This creativity, when you are happy, it means the Sattva Guna is dominating. It is the purity, knowledge. It is, if Rajoguna is, you become passionate, passion. You run towards the, whatever. So, and Tamas is lethargy, which is inertia. Nowadays, the scientists, they say, Sattva can be equated with the protonic energy, and Rajas can be equated with the electronic energy, and this Tamas can be equated with the inertia or mass. Friends, this Sattvic man lives in the service of society with no expectation of recognition. When Mother Teresa started helping the leprosy patients, she didn't start to get the Nobel Prize. This is called Sattvic personality. When the person in the childhood, we were reciting one prayer, one in the assembly, in the school. When we were too small, we were not understanding the meaning of this prayer. पर सेवा पर उपकार में हम निज जीवन सफल बना जाएं, वो शक्ति हमें दो. This prayer giving the idea. Friends, what is the concept of skam karma and nishkam karma? Rajasic person is performing any action with the expectation. If you are giving something in charity and say that my father's name should be there or my name should be there, it is a Rajasic Dan, charity. If you give and forget, that is called Sattvic Dan. And if you are giving something to harm someone, other, it is a Tamasic. So it depends. Here I have, so lives in service of society with no expectation or recognition or reward, anything. Now, Rajasic lives more for the personal gain and achievements. And the Tamasic person has no problem about stepping on others' shoes, other toes, to get ahead or harming society. Ultimately, he doesn't know. He is harming himself. He or she is harming him or herself. There are examples. Let us little bit understand. This Sattvic personality, complete control over the emotions, the thoughts, and the actions. Virtues, all virtues, truthful, always. The person is truthful, lawful, tolerant, serene, stable, not egoistic. Finally, going beyond the virtues, defects, fearless, always fear. There's no fear of death. There's no abhinivesh kalesh. There's no fear of loss because he has established in a different that personality. It is just it is to be. So way of gaining happiness, acquiring knowledge, skills, helping. Nowadays in the pandemic situation, the situation is such. Many people, they have lost their relatives. Many people, they have lost their jobs. There are so many, the anxiety, fear, everything. But if we have that kind of understanding, if we have given thought to our existence a little bit, then in the lockdown, you may engage yourself in reading books, good books, Bhagavad Gita or whatever it may be, or you can painting this and that. So you will be in a different. So to learn skills, helping others, meditation, increasing spiritual level, finally goes beyond the happiness and unhappiness. Ekatvam anupashyan dhira harshashokam samatvam yoguchyate. It goes in that balanced state. This is what, in the relation to other, living to serve the society and help people grow spiritually. Here, growing spiritually means in a more universal sense, according to this. How he is behaving, as I discussed with you, this person is sleeping only 4 to 6 hours. And his spiritual power is high power. If you sit in front of such people, you can observe. If you go in front of the saintly people, that personality who has somewhere or other tried their level best to unfold that personality, if you sit in front of them, automatically your aura will be dominated by his aura. When Jinnah was sitting in front of Mahatma Gandhi, he was forgetting his list, what he wanted to discuss with Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was the follower of this ahimsa. And when you follow this ahimsa in your life, there will be no animosity in front of you. So likewise, this is true. A Rajasic person, if we talk, is short-tempered people. They are jealous, proudy people, egoistic people, bossy type of attitude. All this, what you call the ambitious desires, and they are worrying, they are always daydreamer. These are the Rajasic people. They cannot help the society somewhere or other. This is to be, if we have to develop that harmony in the society, if we have to develop that kind of personality, then we have to think of it. And accordingly, we have to shape our personality. What is the virtue? Directionless efforts in terms of spiritual growth. And that's main way of gaining happiness, gaining authority, worldly possessions. मेरे पास तो ये होना चाहिए, and with a, और फिर होगा क्या? Let us understand. Pay little attention. With a view to maintain that status and the possessions, person forgets the nature of this universe. It is finite, not infinite. And then He opts the fall means, and by opting fall means again doing good and bad, harassing someone, mobilizing someone, again creating that, and the cycle is being repeated. Friends, this is what is to be understood. In relation to others, self-centered. These people, Rajasic people, are self-centered people, helping others with a lot of ego about the help being given. They say that, yes, I am doing this, I am doing that, quoting all the time. Everywhere in the Instagram, in the YouTube, in the everywhere, just that is what. This type of people, they need more rest because their left brain is more active. So therefore they need 7 to 9 hours sleep, Very slight, what you call the spiritual work. Let us talk about the tamasic people, lazy people, inactive people, depressed, extremely selfish, not thinking about others, even harming them. When fulfilling one's selfish ends, they can harm anybody. So virtue, none, nothing is there. Eating, drinking. Eat, drink, and be merry. Perhaps you may die tomorrow. That is what is the philosophy of such people. They are harming others. Most tamasic people harming society at large. In the name of religion, and you might have seen many yogis and many babas. Their story is also in front of you, you can understand. So on the basis of that, we can understand. So what kind of personality we want? What kind of personality we want to nurture, we want to cultivate? So if we pay attention to that personality, which is a core concept, if we divert our energy flow toward that side, friends, then only the things, there are different dimensions. Now, just a little bit physical dimension, as I said, there are two, what you call the process. Number one is the nourishment, other one is the purificatory. So this is the two. With the help of this kriyas, neti, dhoti, basti, tratak, and this helps you to eliminate the toxins, not only at the physical level, but also at the mental level also. And then food, as I have discussed with you, this asanas in the beginning, this what you call, how to develop asanas, cultural poses. Whenever you are stretching, sometimes you are standing position, sometimes sitting, sometimes on the prone position, sometimes on the, what you call, on your back. Whenever you are, suppose you are raising your legs up to 90 degrees, you see the stomach, how your abdominal muscles, when you go to the Tadasana, how your abdominal muscles, if they are dislocated, automatically they will go to they will be set properly, if you go to Tadasana. Friends, ultimately the purpose is to keep your body fit. This is what is the purpose. With the help of what you call this Vyayam, Surya Namaskar, if you do it in a yogic way, it is more helpful. One thing is to be kept in mind. We see, whenever you are going for physical exercises or physical this, it increases it activates your sympathetic nervous system. When you go for yogic exercises, when you are breathing and your body movement, if it is synchronized properly, then it leads you toward the calmness and quietness. This will help, actually speaking. So parasympathetic nervous system becomes active, which creates the balance. So sympathetic nervous system is the accelerator and this is the brake. So whenever there is a need, you can learn to break this, then only the balance can be created in both. This is what is so this is, and also pranayama also helps us a lot in doing this, because it takes care of the pranic energy. Prana and mind, they are closely. Chale bate, chalam chittam, nischale, nischala vivek. When prana is moving, mind is moving, stop the prana, stop the mind. Whenever you think that your mind is hesitating, not listening to you, just shift your attention to your breathing and see the results. And this will help you not only if you in the teenager, if the child is not height wise, if is not means appropriate, Tadasana can help us to increase the height to certain. So this help us in shaping our physical personality. Number one. Emotional personality, mantras, because this is the only, emotions are the power. Negative and positive. Patanjali talks about vitarka. Ahimsa is a virtue, is a positive. Hinsa is negative. Satya is a virtue, asatya is negative. So whenever emotion is a power, if we make use of this emotion, emotional intelligence, nowadays it is very much famous now. If we make use of this, we can, there can be wonder, you will be able to understand. So negative thoughts somewhere or other, all should be dropped, and positive thought, Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upeksha, when in behaving in the society. So social dimension of personality, that we'll discuss later on. Yam Niyam, yamas are said to be the universal code. Universal code, wherever you are, you have to follow this. Niyamas, self-discipline, shauch, pavitrata, internal, external pavitrata. And what happens to you when you follow this? No, Satya Shuddhi, your antakaran will be purified. And when antakaran is purified, Saumanasyata, cheerfulness, happiness. And then when there's a happiness, ekagrata comes automatically, focused, you will be focused. And when you are focused, Atam Darshan Yogita, you will be able to understand the reality. Whatever is presented before you, timely you will be able to, take action, So this is what is the purpose of all these things. It is not, time is very short. I'm going, so pranayam can help us, pratyahar, how to withdraw, how to learn to withdraw. This is a very, very important. All this ahar, nidra, bhay and metu, all the four are said to be natural instincts. We are endowed with an ability, my dear friends, that we can regulate these. If we don't regulate, then what to talk of this? So if we are learned to regulate this, then only we can behave properly in the society. Then only we will be able to unfold our original death. This is what is. So now coming to the intellectual swadhyaya, you have to think of what is the purpose of your life? Why you are here? Who has created this universe? Ultimately, you have to give thought. We have to contemplate on all these such questions. Who am I? What is the purpose of my life? Is this the purpose to accumulate the wealth, this physical wealth? And then today we have observed in the people were having lot of wealth but could not get the oxygen, and they were even they could not get the bed in the hospital. Everything left out behind. Nothing is there, Friends, we have to think over it, and then only if we have that kind of thought, we have organized thought, orderliness in our thought, then only we are having that dimension, intellectual dimension, is clear. So pratyahar also dharana, that this should not be taken as a capsule, my dear friends. Yoga, our Indian approach, does not believe in piecemeal approach. There's no capsule at all. Holistic approach. We do not divide man in watertight compartments. We consider man as a whole, encompassing body, mind, and spirit, all aspects. So when you are working at the body level, you are working at all levels. This is to be kept in mind. So it is only for the sake of understanding. Social, this dimension, yamas, maitri. Whenever you see whenever you are interacting in the outer world, whenever we see a person who is happy, we develop a jealousy towards him or her. If the person is unhappy, we become happy. There is a method given by Maharishi Patanjali. He says that you just culture this all your feelings. Whenever you see a person who's only thing is you should have the background. What is the background? Whatever you have at your disposal, my dear friends, it is earned by you. No one else is responsible. Sukhasya dukhasya na kopi data. Parodadati kabuddhi resha. If you think that you are getting this pain because of your boss or because of your some relative, this is a wrong notion. Ye kubuddhi hai, buddhi nahi hai. Then who is responsible? You are responsible. Whatever you have at your disposal today, you are responsible for that. So keeping this background in mind, whenever we are behaving in the outer world, if you see the person who is happy, you should be feel friendly. If the person is unhappy, compassion should immediately come up to the surface. Compassion is a virtue. It should come immediately. You know that the person is suffering because of his own deeds. No one else is responsible. But at that point of time, compassion comes. And if you see a person, what you call is extraordinary. Nowadays, if you are observing this, watching this Indian Idol program, how these people, they are born singers, you know. We should be glad, we should be happy to know this. And we should get what you call the motivation, inspiration from such people. Instead of developing this jealousy and other thing, it is not. Ultimately, it will lead us endless pain. So sharing and caring, this is what is the, so if we have this, if we develop this kind of, this is what is said to be the social dimension. Spiritual dimension, ultimately, we have to surrender about this true self. Pranidhana. Pra is what you call the prefix. Dhan means this sthana. So nothing is in your hand. Your heart is not beating at your will. The digestion is not taking place at your will. Everything is happening at the will of God. So long you think that you are the doer, then the problem. This is the main culprit of creating all our problems, not only within ourselves, but also in the society. This which is being observed in day-to-day life today. Dear friends, this is what is the, ultimately, I have taken a lot of time. So I think that I should not, so just giving the idea, this already I have discussed. This is the comprehensive, all these aspects can help us to develop, to understand as well as to develop our Sarvangeen Vyaktitva ka Vikas, the complete personality. This is only when we learn to unfold that divinity which is lying within us. That is the ultimate. I would like to thank all the organizers of the School of Health and Sciences who are organizing this webinar. And particularly, I would like to thank Dr. Seema Yadavji because she just approached me. She was she was working in Kevalya Dham when I was heading the department of this research. So I thought that I was too busy, but I said, okay. So thank you very much, Seema, for giving me this opportunity, and all the organizers. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you very much, sir, for this wonderful presentations and a new kind of thoughts you have presented. And in fact, it is a very great lecture today you have given to us. I would like to request any participants, if you have any queries or any comments, so that we can request our Professor Sharma to address those queries or comments related to today's lecture. Any comments or questions are invited from the participant, please.
Thank you, Dr. Biplav. I think it was a very comprehensive talk, and extensively he has explained everything. as there is not much time to ask questions and discuss, I think towards the end what he told, that we have to aim to become sattvic, and the spiritual component that will help us for our developing the personality. That is what I understand. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Jaina ji. Thank you very much for your comment. Thank you.
Is there any more comments or view on this today's lecture?
पर्सनालिटी को इतने अच्छे तरीके से डिफाइन करने के लिए क्योंकि ये कंसेप्ट जो है सिर्फ योग के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए नहीं, पूरी दुनिया के लिए, सभी लोगों के लिए इम्पोर्टेंट है कि हमें पर्सनालिटी को डीपली समझने, योग में जो पर्सनालिटी का कंसेप्ट दिया गया है उसको समझाने के लिए सर आपने बहुत ही कम समय में इतने अच्छे से समझाया, और जो योगिक प्रैक्टिसेस हैं हमारी पर्सनालिटी के डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट्स पे जो काम करती हैं उन्हें भी बताया, तो उसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। और इतने शॉर्ट नोटिस में आपने स्वीकार किया इस लेक्चर को देना, उसके लिए भी थैंक यू वेरी मच।
थैंक यू वेरी मच। आई एम सॉरी क्योंकि मैं वो बीच बीच में हिंदी में नहीं बोल पाया क्योंकि वो फ्लो में चला गया, लेकिन मैं हिंदी में बहुत अच्छा बोल लेता हूँ।
नहीं सर, कोई नहीं, बहुत
अगली बार मौका मिलेगा तो हिंदी में बात करेंगे। नमस्ते। थैंक यू।
इंग्लिश एंड हिंदी बोथ आर गुड सर, आपके आई नो दैट आपके इतना एक्सपीरियंस है, उसकी वजह से हमें आज इतना अच्छा लेक्चर, इतना कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव लेक्चर सुनने को मिला, और आई नो कि जो भी सुन रहे हैं और यूट्यूब के माध्यम से बहुत हजारों लाखों लोग देखेंगे, तो वो इससे कुछ बेनिफिट ले पाएंगे अपनी पर्सनालिटी के सभी एस्पेक्ट्स को डेवलप करने में, क्योंकि हम केवल आउटर पर्सनालिटी को डेवलप करके एक अच्छा व्यक्तित्व अपना एस्टैब्लिश नहीं कर सकते, हमें सभी एस्पेक्ट्स पर काम करना है, और वो आपने बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुली एक्सप्लेन किया। थैंक यू सर।
Thank you, Dr. Sima, for your views. And अगर किसी का और क्वेश्चंस नहीं है तो मैं चेयरपर्सन प्रोफेसर सत्यकाम को, इज डॉक्टर रुचिका वुड लाइक टू से समथिंग?
नमस्कार सर, बहुत ही अच्छा आपने ज्ञान दिया, और बहुत सारी चीज़ें जो हमें नहीं पता थी, हालांकि हम सब मेडिकल फील्ड से हैं, लेकिन योगा इज़ वन थिंग एंड दिस काइंड ऑफ थॉट्स आर अ थिंग जो एक होलिस्टिक मेडिसिन को की ज़रूरत को देते हैं हमें, कि ज़रूरी है। और स्पेशली इस पैंडेमिक में हमने ये रियलाइज़ किया है कि एक ही फील्ड को लेकर नहीं चला जा सकता, चाहे वो एलोपैथी हो, चाहे वो नेचुरोपैथी हो, आयुर्वेदा हो, एक होलिस्टिकली लेकर हमें चलना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि हर एक फील्ड की, हर एक सोच की और हर एक इम्प्लीमेंटेशन की अपनी अपनी एक स्ट्रेंथ है। तो बहुत अच्छा लगा, आपसे बहुत कुछ हमने सीखा सर, and we will like to implement it wherever we are also suggesting practicing. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Ruchika, for your comments. अगर और कोई नहीं है तो मैं हमारा चेयरपर्सन आज की प्रोफेसर सत्यकाम सर को, if he is here, to make a few comments on these sessions, because सर ने बताया था पहले कि सर को कहीं पे जाना था वाइस चांसलर सर के साथ, सर बिजी है। प्रोफेसर सत्यकाम सर, प्रो वाइस चांसलर, लगता है कि सर कहीं पे बिजी है। तो एक्चुअली आज का दिन मेरा पर्सनली थोड़ा सा दुखी था, क्योंकि मैं दुखी इसलिए था कि आज के दिन 1858 में हमारा जो महारानी झांसी रानी आज ही के दिन में ब्रिटिश के साथ लड़ते हुए ग्वालियर के पास जान गंवाए थे। बट इसलिए मैं थोड़ा आज दुखी था, रिमेम्बरिंग आवर झांसी की रानी, वन ऑफ द ग्रेटेस्ट हीरो इन दिस इंडियन हिस्ट्री। तो लेकिन सर की बात सुनने के बाद मुझे इतना अच्छा लगा, जैसे कि मतलब आदमी पूरा नहा के आया हो, ऐसा आपने महसूस कराया। and it was very comprehensive and very good, sir. Basically, the main emphasis was giving the dimensions, keeping the balance of all dimensions in the life, and along with this, connecting with this nature and surround. Thank you very much, sir, for your.
Thank you very much,
for-
Biplab ji. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I would like to say a few words to you.
Thank you, sir.
Instead of becoming sad because of remembering this death of Jhansi Ki Rani, we should become happy. We should feel proud for this Jhansi Ki Rani. And if you divert this flow towards the proudic side, you will become happy. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you, sir. So at the end, both of thanks के लिए मैं रह गया है एक formalities kind of things. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल जैसे अतिथि देवो भव है, आज के दिन में हमारा अतिथि जो शर्मा सर है, प्रोफेसर शर्मा सर, तो सर आपने अपना समय दिया है. In spite of your very busy schedule, you have taken our time and you have enlightened not only the staff of the IGNOU but also the students of the IGNOU with your knowledge and experience regarding the yoga for personality development. Thank you very much, sir. And here I would like to say thanks to our IGNOU family.
Thank you very much. I have another meeting, so I will go.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you. So हमारा जो प्रोफेसर शर्मा सर को बहुत थैंक यू. एंड IGNOU फैमिली से हमारा जो कुलपति है प्रोफेसर नागेश्वर राव, who is basically very much involved and monitoring, giving all kind of support, giving us these inspirations to have this kind of webinar. I would like to say sincerely thanks to our Pro-Vice Chancellor, Professor Satyakam sir, who is the chairman of the committee for this celebration of the Yoga Day, and his contributions as well as his directions. We are very much thankful you, sir, for your sincere kind of support. We also here would like to say thanks to our all other PVCs who are supporting us. For supporting us for this kind of webinar we are conducting at the national level. I would like to say thanks to our director, School of Health Sciences, and for supporting this webinar for the celebration of International Day of Yoga. Here I would like to say thanks to all directors of all schools and divisions and units and cells, as well as regional directors of various regional centers across the country. Here, I would like to say thanks to our all faculty of the schools, as well as staff of the headquarters, as well as regional centers. At the end, Dr. Seema, who is helping us to arranging this expert, and we sincerely thank Dr. Seema also for this webinar. At the end, I would like to say thanks to all participants and all the students who are listening us for this webinar and making this program successful. Thank you very much to everyone. Namaskar. Thank you.